right, so in the new year, 2025, we decided to sit down with our children again.
Oops, speak of the devil.
Like the dog is coming to be a part of this. What you want?
She came just in
What you want?
time.
Checking on everybody? Huh? Make sure we straight. Make sure we record right. Oh, look at you! Look at you! Look at you!
She had to get up
Watch
in
that
there.
cord.
Sit. Sit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we decided to bring
Ain't no she can fit on here.
the adult children in. I don't even want to call y'all kids.
They're our kids.
The
See, she's
adults
Scared you
in,
too.
to
It's the
just
babies. Look
have
at
a
them.
little fun, have a little discussion time. Talk about some things. So here goes.
Y'all gonna introduce yourselves?
Real quick, my name is Tyson. I would just like to plug my newly fresh podcast, Ty Squared, featuring my friend who is also named Ty. So you know what I'm saying? Spotify and YouTube. Check it out. And you could just type Ty, and then we really just put the square sign, but I also put a parentheses for the people in the back, squared, so y'all know. So you know, if you just type in that, you'll find it very quickly. Just saying.
You can hear y'all's resemblance.
Anyways, hey y'all, I'm Reagan. You can plug me in at I'm single at, so hit me up.
Now see, no, ma'am, no.
Well, I don't really have much to plug in. I'm working on myself right now. I'm working on my music. We'll get there soon.
Yep, we're waiting, but it's okay.
It's a work in progress.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
My music out there, run them strings up, please.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
TYSONMCKIE.
Get us out the hood.
Whatever.
First of all,
Just kidding. I just want to state disclaimer: we're not in the hood.
right. Right.
When I say get us
Yeah.
out the hood, it's
As hard as your mother and father
a
worked,
term.
you have never
monology.
lived anything that was hood.
Never
So
smelled
Right.
hood.
adjacent.
Never felt hood.
Never been
Never
hooded.
tasted
Right.
hood.
Well,
I
smoke
don't even know
hood.
what hood is.
You know what?
Wait.
TMI.
Go back.
No.
It's a term.
We'll cut
Analogy.
that
Why did she say
We'll
that?
cut that out. 'Cause
Hard,
no.
rough streets of Grovetown, Georgia.
Right.
Exactly. Like,
That's about as hood as it got.
Right.
Y'all, it's a term. Analogy.
yeah.
She said it like that
Term.
earlier.
That's how I said it.
It's one word, baby.
Well,
Emphasis. I got you.
Okay.
I said the wrong word.
Emphasis.
I meant,
Oh,
Girl,
it's
just
okay.
Ride out with it.
It's see, we have been blessed with brilliant, talented babies, and sometimes that baby's brain gets to going too fast,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes faster than her mouth, and it's okay.
Right.
That is okay.
right.
It is okay.
I know that's right.
All right.
Well, topic one.
Topic one.
Topic one.
So we wanted to discuss the video of Vice President Kamala and I can't remember the.
We don't
His
even.
name isn't important anyway.
Right,
She
right.
wasn't important enough to shake his hand.
Damn, senator's husband who dissed Kamala wouldn't shake her hand.
Right.
Yeah. And I want to say this, even
Vice President.
it's not even just the fact that, because you'll have people who will say, "Oh, you people are being sensitive," and he had a cane. I think he had a cane in the video, but it's also the energy of the video that you can tell. Like we know what it is when you're black and you've been black all your life. You just know when.
Wait a minute. Okay, we'll
I mean,
let you finish that.
it's plenty of people jumping in and out of blackness. So yeah, when you've been black all your life.
Well, let's finish this, but I want to revisit that
Okay.
because
So when you've been black all your life,
Uh-huh.
you just kind of you know what it is. It's just like, you know how we'll have that thought of, did I not get that job because of, did so-and-so handle me in this way because of, not so much because of what was actually going on in the situation. Was I really being dramatic in the situation, or was people gassing it up because
right.
I'm black, and those are real life, self conversations and conversations, kitchen table talks that we have every day. So,
Right. And that's something that you can't understand unless you live it. And so that's that part. But I want to go back to been black all your life. Like, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
You know what? What we not
What
fixing
you
to
not
do
doing?
is
I
right.
said what I said.
We not
That's what I
fixing
do.
to
And I'm still finna
disrespect
turn on.
the king of
I'm
pop.
still finna turn on Thriller after this. I don't
Right,
care.
but we're not gonna disrespect.
She
the
asked
king
and
of
I
pop.
answered. Michael Jackson.
So-
Or that the white lady that got the, oh my God, what was her name? And she got that like huge chest and got the dark skin.
She was
remember
foreign.
that story? That was
yeah,
so
she was
weird.
somewhere.
Oh my
and
God,
we're
they
not gonna
either
talk about
hate
my
us
play
or-
cousin.
I've seen it as her turn. It's her turn. She in the hot seat now. Anyway, y'all's opinions.
Any race,
She also
whole
likes
thing-
Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal. What are your thoughts on Rachel?
That's my play cousin.
See?
Nah, he wasn't talking
See?
about Rachel Dolezal.
I
They
know
the
he was
same.
talking about the woman
Oh,
that's
okay.
overseas or something, and I mentioned
Oh,
my
okay.
play cousin.
Gotcha.
Anywho,
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, okay, you are a husband of a person who ran for office,
right,
and you are getting sworn in. Your swearing ceremony, and you may have your personal feelings about, the vice president, whatever, but to not shake the person's hand, that's just disrespect.
right.
I don't care. You didn't hold no cane. You ain't even see the cane until. If you would have shook her hand, you probably never seen the cane. You know what I'm saying? So
And you could have
people
switched the
tend
cane to your
use
other
those
hand.
things as an excuse, but it was just blatant disrespect.
It
That's all
was.
I mean,
There was,
no other way to look at it.
and the
Is he-
flip side of
I'm
that.
sorry, is he a senator himself?
No,
No.
the
No.
pay.
Not necessarily.
Right. They get the
Oh,
perks
well.
though. They get all of the perks that they don't.
So all
want
you need to do
a
is sit
citizen
there
to
and
have, but anyhow.
smile. Because if the person at the 9 to 5 that's underpaid has to do it, then so can you.
Now they're probably billionaires and own a ranch or something like that. And
Damn
use-
slave money.
They use his money to fund her campaign. So
God
that's
damn.
probably the reality of it.
Damn.
You can't say that, but anyway,
That's
it was just disrespect. That's all it is. At the end of the day.
That's now. At what point do you draw the line, though? Because, what do you think about her response or lack of response?
I think she's just kind of used to it. I think she.
And if I'm not mistaken, there hasn't been anything said.
Yeah, I don't think she
Official-
said
okay.
anything. I think Kamala just ready to go on about her life and her day.
That's one thing that,
Especially after, I voted for her and I knew what the outcome was more than likely going to be, because if Hillary as a white woman couldn't get in,
right.
I didn't really have much hope for Kamala.
There was-
but I
was-
did vote for her.
it
And I
was
do
the
feel like she
same-
probably thought she had a piece of a chance as well. And I think she just,
It was the same feeling that I had during the last election. But anywho, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
in a few short days, power will switch over
Yep.
and change
The
it.
CEO got killed. The next day, it was a lady that was on the phone with her insurance company. She got pissed off and she said something that was like in his manifesto. But they locked her ass up.
oh, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They
they're
got
not
her.
playing
They tried
no
to charge her
games.
with terrorism.
I'm just saying,
And this is the
Yeah,
thing
talking
too,
Anyway,
with the stuff that he has said coming into office. If he follows through with it, police officers will have immunity and do
Well,
the hell they want to.
more
So.
than they do now.
More than they do now.
yeah.
So we're gonna move on from that topic because, I mean, it is what it is.
Got a
It
little
was
heavy.
it was rude, and
It was
you
rude
know
and disrespectful.
we're Southerners and we
Yeah.
tend to be, we're big on Southern hospitality, and that was rude. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna move on past that and go to
Yep.
Yeah.
the next topic.
It's hard to have no manners when you have no lips.
Next topic.
But he makes it look
Next
so...
topic.
Wow.
See,
Uh,
you and Ty are gonna have to
Yeah.
tackle that in that way.
Y'all do all this shit on
Yeah.
y'all own shit.
We'll have to
Yeah.
come and be guests on yours for y'all to let.
Okay, so
I like
The-
Holly.
what is this? Kai Cenat?
Mhm.
What's his name?
What?
He's
Okay,
what, a YouTube streamer?
Yeah.
Twitch.
Twitch
what?
streamer?
What does he do? Does he game? What does he do?
I don't know. I don't
think he
really watch
games.
him. No, it seems like he does any and everything.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit of everything. I know he has
That's-
celebrity guests because I know Glorilla was on there.
Yeah, and
Nikki-
I remember recently, like, he had little TJ on there, and little TJ was on there. He was smoking.
Oh,
And
yeah.
oh no, never mind. This the wrong one. Wrong one.
I remember seeing about that though.
Wrong one.
I
Never.
remember when Nikki was on there. She asked
On
him,
Kai Cenat?
"Are you slow?"
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Anyway, he was on episode of Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp's podcast, and he was talking about the relationship with his father.
So, do y'all know how old he is?
He's like my age.
Around
He's like
our
23.
age.
Okay.
Somewhere there.
Okay.
What?
That's
My
cute.
age.
Okay. Thank you.
Not yours.
Like I said, ours.
and
And if you want to be honest, he looked about the same
You're
as my
pushing
age.
30, babes. No, he kind of looks.
He
like,
don't look 23.
Okay. So he's in his
early 20s.
early to mid 20s.
Mid 20s.
Okay. Okay. Mid 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was talking about the relationship that he had with his dad, and he was. When I watched the video, it seemed to me like he was like really seeking his father's approval, and he mentioned something to the point of he was gonna take his earnings and make sure that his dad gives
His kids.
half brother
Yeah.
and sister the
Uh-huh.
life that he wasn't able to give him
Yeah.
when he
And-
was a child, and that kind of struck me. I was like, why would you want to do that?
right. So he, from what I gather, his dad was not involved in his life.
Mm.
And then now he is an adult. He has income and notoriety and things. So he's involved now, and he's talking about helping with his half siblings.
Yeah.
Which, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Is that like seen as a positive thing, or?
I think society would see that as a positive. For me, I just look at things differently. I don't. If you're not there, I don't know. And I wasn't there for his upbringing. But if you were not present, like, I'd just be the kind of person. There probably wouldn't even be any communication for that to even happen in the first place. And then I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not admirable to look out for your half siblings, but I don't know. For me, it's just amazing how when I see these conversations, sometimes the parent that stayed, which is not always the mother, but a lot of times it is the mother. She deals with a lot of brunt, whether it's from the child or the society that's going to chastise her and say you should have chose better and whatever else.
Right.
But the deadbeat dad is literally gonna have his kids provided for, and then we don't even know. I don't know if he spoke to like what the relationship was there. Like, did his dad step out on his mom? I know some people may say if they weren't married it doesn't count, but I feel like once you have a child, that's a little.
Well,
That's a
even
little
if
different.
you and even if the parents
Like
aren't
if there was some
together,
overlap, then I would
then-
even be questioning it more. Like, how do
even
you?
right in my like all bets are off when a child is involved.
Oh, yeah.
And when you procreate,
Mhm.
then it's your responsibility to be involved with that child.
Yeah.
But I agree that the mom and not only from society but from a standpoint of parenting, she's been there, she's put forth the effort, and he may be supportive of her as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It would feel like a slap in the face.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I get
Um,
the relationship. Like he's longed for that relationship all of his life. So here it is. He is a young man at 20, whatever he is, 22, 23, and maybe as a kid, which he not far from being a kid, you know. And now my dad's paying attention to me.
He
You know what I'm saying?
did
Or
you say
whatever.
he has a kid?
No, ask him.
Not-
Oh,
he's not far from being
oh,
a
okay,
kid.
okay, okay.
And you know, now my dad is paying attention to me, so
Mhm.
that's what he's longed for, you know, since he was a little, you know, younger kid. And it's like, okay, now I have this, so now I've got to exert myself into. And I feel like he's
Hold on to it.
overexerted
Yeah, yeah.
himself. Like, no, you're not responsible. Now, if you want to do for your siblings, that's fine.
Yeah, like a Christmas
don't
or
try to
something. I
create
wouldn't
a
be mad
life.
at a Christmas gift.
Don't try to create a life that he couldn't provide for you.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair. Because what if you didn't have?
it's almost like-
he came into your life, and then all of a sudden now.
But
Yeah.
would
That's
he
what it's
have?
giving. It's
Right.
giving.
Would he
It's
have
almost
even
like-
done it?
So let me come in.
Yeah,
Right.
would he have stepped
Because
in?
now he can.
It's almost like the father's the
I
infant and
can't.
he's the parent essentially of some kids that ain't even. I mean, they're his siblings, but you know,
Yeah.
even some people feel like half siblings. They don't look at them in the same way as their siblings. But it's
Well, I
almost
mean,
like he's
I
putting
do that.
himself in.
Yeah,
And I
grew
don't
up
know if
with
his
my
dad.
siblings.
I was
But you
about to
grew
say,
up with
I grew
yours.
up with my
Yeah,
siblings.
yeah, but he
grew up
didn't.
with
It
them.
didn't sound
He
like
didn't grow-
yeah.
no.
I mean, that's
he didn't.
like meeting another joke on the street right now. If
Yeah.
I met a brother right now, that'd be like meeting another person on the street. It'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Okay,
You
but
know.
for him, okay, let's go back to him viewing this from the lens of his childhood, trying
Mm-hmm.
to give what he didn't have. That's sad in and of itself
Yeah, it is.
because y'all still don't have that father.
Yeah.
Like he's getting off on being the father, being
Yeah.
the provider.
right.
And even if he's providing for or helping or giving these things to his half siblings, it doesn't have the same value
Yeah.
as if
Yeah.
your father was. And the thing about it is, to be a parent, it's not about the finances, the material stuff. Obviously, he wasn't there.
present.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that to me
Yeah.
is more important than the materialistic part.
Yeah.
I think
know.
maybe because what?
Go ahead.
Maybe because he wasn't present in his life, he thinks by doing that, you know, he'll
That's
stay present. you know?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like
Or
doing
maybe
those
he's
things, so
trying to, I don't know,
trying to
like buy favor with his
Yeah.
dad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
To make him stay. Like, you're finally in my life. I'm gonna make
The
him
way
stay.
he seems on his, like, I haven't watched his, like, Twitches, but, like, the way people, like, make him out to be, he seems like a very humble, like, sweet guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he could just be doing it out of the kindness of his heart.
It may be. Maybe.
I see it
But-
different.
Maybe.
Looking
I see a
at
different
it from an outside
perception of him.
perspective.
But what I will say is, one, I haven't seen the best, just for me, and you know, our algorithms probably are different. I haven't seen the best of news from him, so it's never really been a reason for me to tune into him. But one thing I will say is, this situation did kind of humanize him in a way,
Mhm.
because before I kind of just looked at him as like an internet troll that just, you know.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
That's how we tend to look at most people
mhm.
until we learn their backstory. It's
Mhm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you see someone acting up, and it's like, well, they just acting up, and they just, you know, they're crazy. But then when you get a backstory, and it's like, okay, well, now that makes sense.
Right.
So it
And I will
always
say,
humanizes.
some of his genre of that type of creator, it can come off attention seeking. So maybe there's an explanation there
Well,
with his
right.
father not being there.
Right. And who knows what the experiences were, or what he was told about why his dad wasn't there and all this
Right,
stuff. So
right.
there's a lot that comes into play. But
Do y'all think parents should be honest about the dynamics if they're not the best, like in between the parents?
Well, I
I do
think
feel like
that-
appropriate age appropriate conversations, but I
Yeah.
also feel like I wouldn't, if I was in, let's say, you know, I don't know what their history was, but let's say if there was some abuse there with the mom and the dad, I wouldn't look at her wrong if by the time they're maybe 14, 15, you know, she just lays it out. Hey, this is what happened.
Oh, right.
And from there, you know, if they still decide to deal with it, I mean, that's, you know, that's on them.
Right,
But,
Right.
Yeah, it definitely has to be age appropriate.
because they're going to find out.
But now, what I have seen in the past is, and this is just people that I know, I have seen like the mom or whatever badmouth the dad to the point where, you know, it's just like you're talking negative about him every time, and then now you're
bringing the
creating
kid.
an opinion
Right.
Yeah.
about the father
Right.
now versus you just, you know, laying back and telling them the truth. You know, like the truth would be like, well, your daddy didn't, he wasn't able to make it to come get you today, or and not, you know, well, you know, he always don't come get you. Your daddy ain't shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
a big
negativity
difference.
that I've heard. You know,
That's
you know.
I think for me, it's kind of that murky line because it's like I feel like whether you say it or not, like if it gets to that point to where the kid can feel that, they're kind of naturally gonna.
oh yeah,
And
and that's
the
what
thing. Y'all
that's
know.
what
Kids know.
you should. That's the best thing is to be honest.
Yeah.
Like your dad said, instead of saying, you know, giving a reason why you think he didn't come, just say, well, your dad didn't come. But as the child gets older, to be more upfront, and especially if questions come up.
Yeah.
But to not plant those seeds because the actions of the other parent,
Right.
the absent parent, those actions are gonna speak very loud at some point.
And you know, kids are very intelligent, so they know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times they may be in denial about it, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
know. You know, whether if they feel the love from that parent or whatnot, but they know it, they understand it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I just I wish him well. I hope it works out for him and his siblings. He talked about his half brother being excited about finding out who he
Who
was.
his brother? Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully it'll work out
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
best.
hopefully
That
it
was
does.
cute.
Yeah, we had there was a video. I think Money Long. She was on 85 South, I think. She was talking about a session with J. Cole, and she was, you know, in the studio and she was speaking negative. And she said J. Cole came and sat down for a second, and then he listened for a little while, and then he got out of there. And she was just talking about, you know, she understood it because she was just displaying negative energy, and he's like a positive energy type person. And basically what she was saying is she understood it, and people sometimes people might take that as offense to say, well, they think they're just good, but some people just, you know, don't want to be around negative energy. So we thought that was pretty interesting for her to be able to admit that first, that, you know, and she said I was being very negative at the time.
And I like the fact that because it's so much, there's so much negative stuff that's put out there, and people latch on to it. And the fact that she told that story and she said she was being negative, and she was basically giving him props for coming in, realizing I don't want to be in this, and then walking out. He didn't say anything. He just walked out, and she was basically like giving him props for doing that. And I appreciate that. You know, I'm big on negative energy being in my space, but I probably don't walk out quite as eloquently. You probably see it on my face when I walk out, but it's okay.
To go from the other side, just from his perspective, you know, I mean, we can't really know what was going on in his head, but we can infer from what she said. But I do think it's nice that he didn't try to like dismiss her or anything.
Right.
He let her, you know, get off her chest for as much as he could bear, and then from there he just walked on. I think as I walk into further into adulthood, I'm just one of those. I'm at the point where I just kind of allow people to, wherever you're at, when I meet you, that's where you're at, and you know, from there, if this is somebody, even if I like them, if this is somebody who, for whatever reason, there's something that I can't look past for us to have a relationship of any kind, friendship, whatever, I just, you know, enjoy them for the capacity that I can, and just keep it moving.
Right.
You know, chew the meat, spit the bones. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
My God.
What?
He sound like somebody granddaddy.
Tell you.
I'm wise like one
Do
too.
you think?
You absolutely are.
That means
You're
you
welcome.
That means you take what you need and leave what you don't.
Throw the bath water out, not the baby. Is that what it is? Isn't that? Don't
You
don't
just
throw the
told
baby
me-
out
you
with
just told me you're welcome, but you struggling. It's okay, I got you.
Yeah, because I don't use those grandfatherly
Uh-huh.
phrases like that. I
You don't, grandmother?
no.
Oh. Okay.
I might tell you don't put the cart before the horse or some shit like that.
No,
That don't sound
no,
much better.
no. You gonna tell? You go straight, and at some point, you gonna have to turn.
You gonna have to turn. it. You can't keep
And if you
going
don't,
straight.
what
You gonna
happens?
hit the brick wall.
Oh, okay.
You
all right.
turn out this driveway and go straight. You keep going. There's some trees over there. You gonna be.
Or
But what if it's
You
just
can't
a straight
keep-
road?
you can't keep kicking the can down the road.
That's right.
At
That's
some
right.
point, you got to pick it up.
That's right.
Or at some point, your foot gonna hurt.
There you go. See, there's plenty of
You
ways. to look
sounded
at
like
this
your
thing.
daddy. Congratulations. Look at that. I did like the fact that he didn't chastise, criticize, whatever. He understood his limitations and he walked out.
Yeah, you didn't say
Like
that.
I said, my
Now we
face.
might have missed out on a good record, J. Cole. So I just give another chance in the future because I think both y'all. I think that'd be a good record, you know. But
I concur. All right.
Yep.
I like how she came out and kept it real about how she for instance, Kesha couldn't cover like a one of the vocals on Timber, so she's in the background on it. And she was saying how like her label wants to give her sound to a more palatable audience / artist. So, and
That
she was
sounds
saying how she
very,
wasn't going for that. So
That sounds like it's going backwards. It sounds like your favorite, the 5 Heartbeats, with the album cover not reflecting the actual group.
Yeah.
real talk, this is just a feeling I've been kind of sitting on, but it feels like a lot of stuff is going backwards. It feels like stuff is getting more or less black. It feels like even, you know, I know y'all are the biggest fans of reality TV, but like when I was we were playing a game the other day and I was talking to Tony and I was thinking about it and I was like, when I watch the Black Housewives, the trips that they go on are not the same as the other housewives. Like I know one of the trips they had floaties and they were in a boat and it's like, this is the house, y'all are supposed to be the upper echelon, this is what we watch y'all for money, you know. We don't want y'all to be relatable. We're trying to escape from that. So and then when I think about the fact that the other franchise, Atlanta, has been off for like 2 years, it's almost like it just a theory, I can't say for sure, but it kind of seems like Bravo just used us for the clicks and the views. And now it's like the Black franchise, if it comes back, come back. If it don't, no.
Yeah.
You know,
Fox,
or they might just be trying to slowly itch it out anyway.
Fox did the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they had Martin and Living Single and
Yeah.
Living
All
Color,
those,
they had all
yeah.
these black shows.
Yeah.
And, then once they got their popularity up and fame, they started denouncing the black
Yeah.
shows. Just
Switching
them
them
off,
over.
you know?
Yeah.
It's that's the way it's been, you know. And they look at it as, and you know, I hate, you know, when people are talking about they go to these Hollywood executives or whatever and try to get films made, and they'll say, well, black people don't go to the movies like that. And like, we've proven time and time again, so it's not that, you know, we don't participate in society, it's just that they don't want to.
Yeah.
Because they
This is
know
an
that,
excuse.
you think about it, like, you know, somebody go with a great idea, and like, that's a great film. And then they put it out independently, and then it soars. But, like, think about all the stuff that's just crap that's just out there that the white directors make. You know, just stupid movies you see come out, and they got these budgets, and they barely even make the budget.
Yeah.
But they'll give that director another couple of $1 million. Let's make another film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's not even that stupid, it's just mediocre. It's not nothing to
it's
write
just-
home
yeah,
about.
it
Like
barely-
people turn out for Black Panther
Yeah.
of all races. So to say that we can't draw in the whole world, we draw.
But you you got
We
like,
the OGs. Let's just say that.
you
We
got,
the
like,
OGs.
movies coming out. You got like movies coming out now that people have had in the works for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you find out and it's like, wow. And you know, because they couldn't get, it wasn't the right timing or whatever. They weren't in that place in their career. And we're talking about some A-list actors now.
Yeah.
It's like I finally got my movie to be greenlit to be made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy, but
Brandy's
That's
more of a
just-
singer,
that's just
but
our
she's
society.
just now getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on her birthday. I think it's next week, maybe or next month. But yeah, it's so funny. We the first to be duplicated and replicated, but the last to be
we the,
awarded or
we the creators
Giving
of
credit.
We creators of a lot of great things. So you know,
that's one thing I give Tyler Perry. He do
Creative
keep
is-
making a lot of trauma up, well, adult films, but adult film type stuff. Not to say none of it is good. I do want to watch. We should probably watch, and maybe we'll do a review episode if we do the Triple Eights movie or whatever
Triple H
with
yeah.
Kerry Washington.
Mm.
He directed it. I've actually heard good stuff. It was not acrimony.
Okay, because
I tried to say medium.
I
was
have
like,
been-
That's not something. we
what was the?
But I give him that. He has his own studio, so he don't have to wait. He can make stuff whenever he wants. We just
Yeah.
want him to hire some more writers.
What was the Netflix movie he did? It was like the Netflix movie that he did a few years back, and they said it was filmed like really quick and
A
It-
Fall from Grace.
yes,
This is
With-
in Ratchet.
it was
Oh,
better than
God.
Acrimony though.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Acrimony was like,
Woo! We got done watching Acrimony, and I had
was-
picked it out.
that was
I
weird.
looked at him and I apologized because I wasted 2 hours of
that
our
was like-
lives.
that was like,
And what was the one with was that him with was it Journey Smollett?
Mullet.
The one where she's cheating, Temptation?
Maybe.
Jesse
Was that
Smollett's
him?
sister?
Yeah.
I think that was
I
that.
can't remember. I think it is.
I think
I think
it's
so,
one
too.
that
she
she's
about, though.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
that
know
was
what you're
his
talking
movie or
about.
not, but
I ain't watched that.
But I know what you're talking about.
look, you a smart boy. You a smart boy. 'Cause I was like, oh my God.
Thinking about
The only one with Taraji.
Juicy Smoke. Yeah.
Now I said Taraji. Oh my God. The only one I can think of with Taraji that I watched was I Could Do Bad All By Myself. Now I watch that any time of day. I mean,
Yeah,
it
that
still
was
got
pretty good.
elements of
that's what it was.
the same stuff that I'm
it
kind of
was
tired of
good,
seeing
yeah.
in our cinema, but it's good. Like
It
it's
was
quality.
like-
It's
it was good then, but it was like I think it was kind of like
that bathtub
you're at
scene.
the peak of doing those same type
Oh yeah, yeah.
storylines, so you had to kind of try to go different, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like hit or miss after that.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've never watched any of the TV
Other than
series.
Meet
I've
the
done.
Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides Meet the
comedy,
Browns.
yeah.
I had to watch
House of
two
Pain.
seasons.
I tried with House of Pain too.
Oh
but
my
Jesus.
gosh. When the shows when they were younger,
What's that?
that's all you watch.
Oh yeah.
Meet the Browns.
Yeah.
Browns, House of Pain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
was good.
That's all you watch.
Meet the Browns, House of Pain. They brought House of Pain back. I ain't gonna lie, Tyler Perry. Why would you make Malik a baby daddy? I just ain't like it. It was unnecessary.
It was a lot going on when it came back. I didn't watch it when it came back, but
Yeah, I didn't either.
And it's
Alright.
weird because I felt like he did that to try to appeal to us, but my generation kind of is tired of seeing stuff like that. So it's kind of like a.
you don't think it was maybe just like a natural progression? I mean, because
it could have been. I mean, that could have been the plan all along.
Well,
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
rule it
you
out,
can't-
but
In order to have the same characters, you had to kind of twist it a little bit because they're not kids.
I mean, come on now. We have to expect anything when the crackhead comes back.
Not really.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing untouchable at that. Right. And then didn't she come
she's
back
been
and
clean
she
for
was
a
like,
very long periodical
Be a
time.
housewife, yeah,
You're
she
not
be a
gonna talk
housewife.
about goddamn Demetria like that. She's been clean for a very long time.
I mean, so didn't
That's not reality making a crackhead a housewife.
Oh my God, it just
You know
reminded me
what?
of, she actually featured on season 7 of The Housewives, and not one of them was like, so did you really do crack to play a crackhead?
You know what?
I would ask that. Not gonna lie.
Wow.
See,
I did watch The Beauty in Black. I told you about that, Mom. And a lot of people, like, I went on Reddit because I love Reddit. It's like the new Facebook for me. And people on there were saying how it was just very, like, dramatized. Because, like, yeah, like, okay, so it was basically, like, I'll give y'all a short story. It's about this, like, little stripper girl, but she's also, like, what do you call it? The pimpy of the pimp? Not the pimp, but
Pimpstress.
pimpstress. Pimpstress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madam?
Madam.
Madam.
Yeah.
A madam. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, but also the one who she was getting it down for was the husband of the company called Beauty in Black. And she was like crazy as hell.
I just saw that.
You did?
The preview for it,
Yeah,
the trailer
it's-
for it, because they
It's
show her
good
like.
though, but it's really dramatized, and that's like a lot of people are like, oh, this making black people look bad and da da da. But it's like you gotta think about it. It's TV. It's like
I think
TV ain't
that
supposed to be
Yeah.
I
real.
feel like
You know, when
it's
you
a
looking
pocket.
at stuff like that, it's like you want
some
stuff
of the
like
stuff
you know.
that's
It was crazy
for us though,
Mm.
it's for us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when we like, there's almost a comfort in
Mhm.
watching those things.
Mm.
Like, we didn't live like that, but we get the jokes, we get what's going on, we
Yeah.
get that stuff. So some of it, when it's for us like that, I think that when we start saying it was too much, it was this, it was that, we're thinking about with the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I think for me, it's not even about that. I just, like I've always said, I want more balance. Like Blackish, Grownish, and even then they had their problematic stuff here and there. But I mean, like, it's closer to, you know, the stuff back in the 90s, Living Single stuff. Like, I just want more balance. That's it. I'm not Empire wasn't. I mean, once I outgrew Empire, I stopped watching. But it wasn't like I'm not here to. We're
Yeah.
making ourselves look bad. No, this is some black people reality. I don't know them.
Yeah, I thought the storyline was really good.
I know a couple of them, no.
Like
This
I
is
mean,
This is the
sometimes
thing,
it's-
though. Like, there's not a lot of anything
Yeah.
reflective of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about with music. So, yeah, we had gangster rap. We had some pretty explicit stuff, but there was balance. We also had love songs, and we had New Edition, and we had good R&B. So there was balance with it. TV shows, the same thing. But
Yeah.
now it's like there's not a lot to balance it out. You have
yeah, because you got that, and then there's Baddies. Baddies is just so.
Yeah.
Baddies
But
need
who
to be
watches it in
canceled.
this household?
I don't watch it anymore. I
Not
stopped
anymore.
watching
Oh,
it.
look at
she
you.
stopped. That's
Yeah,
right.
she stopped.
Like,
I
You
just,
just
for
be
me,
like-
I can't watch. Like, it's almost like I need my violence to have a reason.
yeah, and that's just violence for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Now,
I can't watch. Like,
I
I ain't gonna
watched it
lie.
more so for the
One of the
tea.
I'm about caught up on the Married to Medicine show, but one of the episodes, the girl chest bumped her twice, so she mushed her in the face like that. That to me makes sense. I need you to back up. You chest bumping me. You know.
but why are they chest bumping?
Well,
because-
I mean, you can't control what somebody else doing.
And
I
don't think
imagine
it's
if somebody
much in the
chest,
face, maybe a little shoulder tap, not a
I mean,
pushing it.
which I wouldn't even call that. To me, that's I need you to back up. She didn't swing after
But-
that. She just wanted her to back up. Like that
I
to me
just-
makes sense. So
All she
even
had to do was
if
say
somebody says something foul about your child, like we can sit here and act holier than thou and hands to yourself, and that's cool and that's fine. But a lot of people in that moment, they may react physically. That to me is a reasonable, depending on what they said. You know, now if they talk about your parenting, because y'all like to do that on those reality shows and y'all get on my nerves. If we talk about your parenting, we're not talking about your child. Stop doing that. But saying something about somebody's child or something like that, that may be something that where it's like, okay, I can see how some furniture could move. I ain't saying you're right, I ain't saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I can see how some furniture can move. But with stuff like baddies or certain stuff like that, it's just like we're just fighting for no reason. what's the point?
Yeah.
Put a reason to the
It's
fight.
all no like
when you,
All of it is like the
there's no
housewives.
reason.
I
Right.
don't watch. I
baddies.
don't
Mess
watch
around and hit me in
any
my
of it.
face, and
Shoot,
I'm
the
oh.
white people shoot.
I'm-
Shoot, the white people shoot. You like how I clean that up?
You must didn't hear yourself earlier.
What I said earlier.
You was cussing.
I didn't hear earlier. I thought I was doing good.
Nah, you cussed a little bit.
But you
I
know,
was doing really good.
go ahead and say what you want.
I was just saying how even though the white people shit, I be watching like it just like it be.
That's another thing too.
She
I
cleaned
feel
it
like
up. and then
It's
said
still
it.
unnecessary drama. Like it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
y'all are doing this for what?
Because
And-
it sells.
Yeah.
No, really, because you
Because
know
it
at the end of the
sells.
day when they say cut, hey buddy, hey bestie,
Right.
like,
Or
you know,
either
Some
they
of
don't
them.
or either they don't deal with each other
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
you look at
that's what sells.
I listen to a lot of interviews, of course, you know, talk shows and stuff like that. When you listen to the interviews, and people always say, you know, well, the directors or the producers, they'll just make up some stuff. They might go to you and be like, well, she said this about you, or she talking about your daughter. And then you go over there, and then they say action. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
it's always
It's
been
live.
produced, but I do think
It's
in this
all
day and
scripted.
age, it's just like you can tell, like it's
yeah, it's really easy to like pick it out.
yeah.
Well, that
And it's getting
and that's what
saturated. It's like
Yeah.
it's the same.
I think I would be
same-
good for.
how many shows.
I'm
is it
always
gonna
here for a
be
good roast.
Before it's,
Yeah.
and don't get me. I like my little hood every now and then.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
right,
I like a
right.
little. I need a little bit of balance. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right. I think I would be good for real, authentic, and I mean real. I'm talking no cameras cut. Like you could show me 24/7. I think that's real
But
reality.
you
to
know,
me.
who want to do all that?
But
But
that-
you what though?
That's the thing. It's like who wants to watch me?
You what
I
we
go to
doing? What
work.
you doing? Right.
I do my dungeon. I go to sleep.
You-
Like it's not much. to
Are
watch.
you trying to?
But-
You want a stalker? Is what you want?
No.
I mean, because
I just think.
like sitting on the phone.
I just think I'm
watching
entertaining.
some-
You just want some dude to talk about, hey, dude, she's as lazy as me.
Okay. Anyway, next topic.
That baby is not lazy.
Next topic.
She just values her rest. Ain't
And
that
do.
right?
And
That's
do.
right.
Rest value.
In one of our local groups, and I think we're all a part of said local group. And this is funny that we were just talking about the ratchet stuff because this is the ratchet local group. Did y'all happen to see the post where the guy posted a screenshot and it said she wanted to, or she was inquiring about renting one of my properties? And so on the screenshot, it had the message, and her profile name was Good P Quantum. Did y'all see it?
I didn't.
No,
see
but what's the last one? Last part after the P word?
Quantum.
That was her, like her
Quantum?
name, Quantum.
Oh,
So Good
okay.
P word Quantum.
say it.
that. Quantum with the good fauna.
You know.
Good coochie.
But so
Had that
The
list of
guy-
words I don't want to hear my parents say.
exactly.
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 And I just,
And
I just thought about
dang
Suki.
sure don't
Right.
want to hear y'all
I just
say
thought
it.
about
Exactly,
Suki though.
yeah. We
Um,
get
so
we get the picture.
So the guy messaged her back and was like, you know, probably need to change the profile name before change. And people were, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like her profile.
Do
that's
you
her
want this unit
profile.
rented out or not?
See,
We're in hard times.
what?
You might want to take this damn tenant.
well,
What
me
are your thoughts?
personally,
Shoot, she gonna keep the lights
I'm
on
gonna
and she gonna
keep
keep the rent paid because she got good fauna.
Oh.
Now, okay.
I didn't look at it like that.
Now,
If she
Now,
really, if it's
what
really
I
good, because
said-
some people be lying about that.
What I said was maybe she letting him know
Mm-hmm.
if I fall short one
Yeah,
month,
yeah.
I got a backup
It
plan.
could
Got
be
a
that
backup
too.
plan.
It
You gotta
could be
worry
that
But
about
too.
in all seriousness, is that an appropriate
Ooh, J-Lo.
profile name to inquire about renting something, or what about
I'm gonna
a
be
job, or
I
what
don't
about?
think good Fauna Shauna was even thinking about that. I don't
But
think
shouldn't
this is-
she?
I think so, especially
only
as a black
know-
woman. I think you really need to be thinking about
That's
that.
true, but-
Especially when you're looking to rent a place, you got to think because folks be.
I don't think Shauna.
So it's like
That's
you
a
really
good
need to
point.
think that shit through. But,
Shauna is probably
think that
from the
stuff through.
309.
Wait, I was just about to say
06.
she probably from the
don't.
bottom.
She,
I get,
and I'm not
all
trying
of
or
to
step
say
up
that as
from
a
the
diss to her.
bottom.
Like
I
it's just a
get
different.
all of that.
She
So
probably
this
stay in
is-
Lake Olmsted.
So this is my thing. So in the
She probably what?
comments,
Stay in Lake Olmsted.
we gonna bleep the name out because
Yeah,
you
let's
can't
keep it
be.
out 'cause
We
can
might
be
have some
calling.
listeners
then we
and
might
viewers
have,
over there.
You're right, and I'm not.
All right. In all honesty, in the comments, there were people probably her age, y'all's age, but what my screen name got to do with whether or not I can pay rent. You worried about the wrong thing.
True. Layla would say, beep beep would say that.
I just see that's one
Me
of those
personally.
generational type things because
Also, I think it depends on where you're from too.
I mean, but
I think as a son, well,
I don't even think it's I think it's just a more
Or-
so like a class thing. Like,
yeah.
we-
And also, where
That's
you
too-
were raised, who raised you?
Exactly. That's what I was about
That's
to
Yeah,
say.
I
Right.
think
Who raised you?
Right.
That
Yeah.
too.
and the
But
thing
I have
about
y'all-
it is
We got y'all.
the
we would
thing
never.
about it
Yeah, it
is,
I'm not gonna be like good.
but who raised you has shifted. Who raised you has shifted.
Yeah.
So in
good
20
flagrant
years,
Reagan.
in 20 years, oh my God.
All right.
20 years dealing with kids and parents are different now.
Yeah.
So the things that the way that we raised y'all, the
It
things
always
that we
gets a
tried to
little
it-
more lax.
right.
Yeah.
So now you said depending on where you're from, what have you.
Yeah.
True, but back when we were younger, it didn't like where you were from. You still would know better than that.
Maybe.
But
Y'all
no,
didn't?
you would.
I mean,
But that shift would happen
Yeah.
quicker, I think.
yeah. But I mean, also y'all
the
didn't have social media.
dynamics and demographics have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we also, we were taught certain things like that in school.
Yeah.
Like we were taught certain things. So it just, it threw me off though that it didn't occur to her. Like that's one of those that'll be emailing the teacher. Her email might be, throw it back.
Yeah.
6'9".
Throw it back. You know what I'm
And
saying?
there-
Like,
there's a lot to when I see, and there's people I know still.
that got
maybe
throw it back.
15
Yeah.
years ago. 15 years ago, I would look on there and say, be
Oh,
like,
the
Tisha making it happen.
Yeah.
Johnson, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, might be cool, but it was still a little borderline. But now, at our age now, when I see somebody with a title like that, in
What
their
was
name,
that
I'm
one
like,
you?
what in the world?
I don't remember it, but there was one that we saw on Facebook, and it was so funny.
I don't know, but
It was
when
one
I
saw
see
on, like,
'em,
one of the groups. It was
like
like,
I can hear in my head, and it sounds like it come with
it was one that was like
a head roll and a snap because
Yeah, like
Um,
Drea make money.
Sasha with the good
make,
water.
Drea making money moves.
right
Johnson, and I'm like,
or
come on now, but now
Melissa Gold Digger
yeah,
making money moves like
yeah.
yeah.
Now I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Whoever the individual was telling her
No, I'm sorry.
the truth. Because
Man.
if I,
Right.
whatever I'm doing, if I look on there and I see, sugar, sweet coochie, Quana, I'd be like,
First of
all
all-
types of thoughts in my head about renting to this person.
First of all,
I see certain things that,
You just need to go.
Well, my
I'm thinking
first question
about,
gonna be-
I know my house is
what's your
gonna be
first
told.
question gonna be?
I know my house gonna be told when she get done.
What's your
You
house
just
gonna be?
need to go to her
I mean, your
profile
first
picture
question.
and zoom in. If you see
Is it really?
I don't need
I'm
to zoom
sorry.
in.
Zoom in on the,
Let
me
the
tell you
photos and
Don't
see
need to
if,
zoom
if you
in.
see some Chanel, if you
Let me tell you
if you
something.
see some Louis Vuitton, then she not lying, and that ring gonna be on time. Y'all gotta focus on the bigger
Well,
goal.
you have to check. 'Cause
No.
I'm not
nowadays,
saying
the
I
bags
get what
be
y'all
fake.
saying. I do get what y'all
But
saying.
nowadays,
But if
bags
I'm a
be fake.
landlord in this day's time,
Okay.
I worry about my money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And if the
I
room
don't
is
know.
dirty, if a room dirty on her profile picture, then you know you're getting a dirty
Nah,
house.
see,
But if
I
it's
don't
clean-
know if the dude has a wife or not.
Mhm.
Oh, if you got a wife,
But
she not having that.
If your dad says we got a hit on
We got hit on the
that
house.
rental property, I'm just gonna reach out to
Good.
yeah. I'm gonna reach out to throw it back, sweet cheeks. What? You gonna reach out to who? No, sir.
Mrs.
No,
Make
sir.
It Happen.
No. Let me make it happen. Give me that. Like, nah.
You
Like
don't-
that's.
your name sounds anywhere like close to the porn or stripper industry. And you have to reevaluate the situation because I can't, yeah, go over there and see.
Yeah, we can't. I can't.
Rossi don't like you sex shaming. She don't like that.
So Candy, is that a question?
Candy? Like a stripper?
Yeah, like what if her name just Candy?
That's different.
It's different.
Yeah,
That's
you
your
can't change
name.
your name.
You ain't you. I mean, now if she says, "Candy, unwrap me,
Yeah.
Big Papa."
704.
Like,
I mean,
Candy, all the guys want to lick me.
right?
You know what I'm
Candy,
saying?
3 licks to get to the middle. Like
Yeah,
then,
yeah, you know.
I mean, that's
Right.
crossing lines.
Yeah,
but
that's crossing lines.
I just, it was funny to me that I'm thankful that he decided to bless us with that little laugh because.
Right.
But the fact that he posted it there and people were in the comments, they were defending Quanah. So I hope she finds a place.
Yeah.
I hope she finds a place. And,
I mean, I wonder if she got that place with that good,
I mean, he didn't look. He screenshotted. He could have went back and messaged.
And that's my
after
thing,
that. I
because
don't
he
know.
could have posted it and still went back and
he
messaged
coulda.
her. Whatever. I'm
He
just saying.
coulda.
I'm just saying.
If it is
He
true,
coulda.
see, you looking at the money aspect.
Mm-hmm.
If it's true, but if it's true, I'm thinking about the window that's gonna be busted out, the window that's gonna be shot out.
The
Because
wall-
they
That's
all
why-
trying to get to it.
When
that's
she
when you
started
ask
turning
her.
jokers down, they gonna want, hey, what's up with that? She got another dude over the house and she just broke up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Kicking the doors in. I gotta replace the door frames. I gotta replace, light
Because they
fixtures,
all want to
everything. So
Quanah.
that
Well,
rent might not be that good.
That's why you asked for her prior landlord reports.
Yeah.
You call them. Make sure
Call
she
Augusta House Authority.
make sure she ain't getting stuff broken.
Because with the name like that, that's what it sounds
Oh
like.
my God.
I mean, it
Just
could
saying.
be.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
she
See.
might live in Martinez.
Now see.
Y'all
It's
about to get
possible.
jumped.
It's very possible.
Now see.
Y'all about
When
to
I
get
was-
caught
when-
up at Kroger one day.
But
Quanah gonna be
Y'all.
swinging on y'all.
but
That's
we always talk about
You gonna stand there?
perception.
You ain't gonna fight for your man?
We always talk about perception.
His words getting him in
We
there.
always talk about perception.
Yes,
So
perception.
the minute you see something, you got just that. That's the instantly with the first impression.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's
Oh, yeah.
hard to change that first
Oh,
impression
yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the name. I'm like, I don't know if I want to rent them because, and that's what I be thinking about. I got to replace doors. I got to replace windows.
You would be thinking about
Kids
that.
gonna be kicking in the door. You know what I'm saying?
But not
And stuff
everybody
like
be
that.
thinking like
So,
you.
I mean, it just a lot of people. Oh, shoot.
Me personally,
I don't know if I've
was
been trying to
in
rent out the
this day and
unit for
age-
3 months.
It's
as a
hard-
child.
it's
Got the
hard
fun
enough.
story,
I
that's
might get
all
on the
used
phone
to
But
with
you
know.
Quanah.
think about it, it's hard enough getting something with a name that looks ethnic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard enough as it is.
Thank
just
God
a regular
for
name.
Reagan.
So that means Quanah
Y'all ate
is
with that
she
one.
damned if she do and damned if she
Indeed.
don't.
You know, if her name is
Well,
Quanisha,
I mean,
she about
it's
she's
hard
trying,
enough for Quanisha to get the dog.
maybe it is. So she just said,
Right.
I'm
You
just
know
gonna
what
let them know I got good
Now-
key and my name Quanah.
On that note,
Quanah with the Occaforna.
You know, we do got some pretty white names. Reagan, Tyson, Margaret,
I feel like
Byron.
they're neutral. That I mean,
Nah.
palatable. I
Well,
wouldn't say it's
yeah, they are
white.
kind of neutral.
I haven't
'cause,
met a white Tyson yet.
Really?
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
this boy yesterday, you remember Jaden?
His
brother
brother.
was
His
named
his
Tyson.
little
Somebody with the
brother
same
was
name.
named
Yeah.
Tyson.
Uh-huh.
There's a
And then there's Brian is close to Byron, so I feel like Byron could pass for both.
Like, what did y'all? Oh, Jesus.
What do you mean, Mom? What
Rachel Lindsay got to pay that sorry mother $500,000, $200,000 this year, and $200,000 whatever's left over next year. And meanwhile, I mean, Rachel, she's not this is the lady from The Bachelorette who won, the black one who won a couple years ago.
Wait, she has
Yeah, she got to pay him $500,000.
because they broke up.
Yeah, and he didn't
Well,
even.
that must have been with the contract. Because with Love Island, if they break, not Love Island.
No, this is
Love
the
is
courts.
Blind. If they
This is the courts. They got divorced, and she has to pay him
well, is that part of the contract though? Because with
no, Reagan,
Love
it's
is Blind,
not Reagan.
how do you know that?
Well, then what is the contract with Love is Blind?
What is it though?
It's like if they break up or get a divorce or they don't end up marrying, like it's like they gotta pay $500,000.
Oh.
They
Like, I would look
probably
into a
do
contract
stuff
because there
like
might be
that.
a contract if they're like not married long enough or whatever.
Well,
so and
from
so.
what I
'Cause
heard,
I remember when they got married. I remember that.
They probably do stuff like that
Mhm.
to try and prevent people,
Like
from,
people from
going on there
just
right,
to be
right.
Yeah. Just to
Remember
clout
that
and stuff.
catfish episode? There was one where
Which,
Um,
because there's a couple.
well, there was one where the girl
you Kelly
was
Price
acting
looking
real-
ass.
no, not
We
that
love
one,
you, Kelly.
was acting real
You should
weird.
never call me a fat ass Kelly.
There we go.
That one was one too,
Oh my god.
but I wouldn't think about
But
that.
sorry,
fool.
which was it? Newer
It was
or-
a
when Kim was about to slap that girl, it was getting nasty with her.
that wasn't it either, but yeah, that was. I can't remember. It was an older one, and she kept acting weird. And they finally got her alone and talked to her, and she admitted that they had like planned the whole thing out. But
Was it the African girl with Machine Gun Kelly and the lesbians?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Because Machine Gun Kelly had walked out. He
Yes.
got so mad.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
yes, that was it.
With his
And
scrawny ass.
so they probably have things like that in place, huh?
He's fine.
But,
Well, that was the course. That was the course.
I just like my whole thing.
She
about
getting her way
any of
in.
them doggone shows is like I watched the Hulu had a series on TV shows 2000 reality TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
and they talked about the Bachelor series,
Mm.
and it was like I didn't realize that show had been on that long. It's like 18 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma Margaret used to be
Out
an
of
avid
18 seasons,
Bachelor watcher.
only one couple actually got married and stayed together.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
And it's like-
Love is Blind. There's been a couple of them that are still together to this
now
day.
we like
I'm sure.
Married at First Sight.
Now,
I
that was
love
good.
Married at
Yeah.
First Sight.
That was a good.
I
one.
keep trying to tell somebody we need to watch, but anywho, the
You can watch-
episodes
Like I
are so
was-
long.
Like I was saying.
Yeah, like an
Episodes
hour
are
and a
almost-
half.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's too long to sit.
Well, what I was trying to say was
Okay,
like,
ADHD.
my thing is like when it comes to situations like that, my thing is like at the end of the day, when we talk about marriage as a society, and I actually covered this shameless plug in my episode Ty Squared. With my friend Ty, y'all gonna support us. But we talked about the Twitch and Allison thing. We covered that, and like at the end of the day, love and marriage and all that, and how we look at that from an American standpoint. You know, it's cute and it's, you know, it can be a nice thing, the wedding, all that stuff. But I do feel like a lot of times people look at it through a romanticized lens and not remember
Romanticized.
this is
Hello.
a legal binding. This
Uh-huh.
person can pull the plug on you.
Yeah.
And it don't matter what your mama say.
Yeah.
If
And you can't just.
bound yourself to them. So going into that with, and that's the point I was trying to make when we were talking about her. Like I wouldn't want Reagan to just marry somebody and not have her something to the side, because when
Yeah.
love is gone, if we would hope that if you got married, it lasted the whole time. But if that does expire, when Mad Day is there, ain't no love. It don't matter if there's kids. The men will make your kids go hungry just to make you go hungry.
That's what I'm
So
worried about.
like,
Really, I think really
and
like
women
with
do
our,
it too, you know, all that stuff. You
No,
know,
really.
all
But
that
with
stuff.
our generation, I feel like the whole point of marriage and all that. I'm sorry, we was on the last topic, but since we
No.
got on this, I just think marriage nowadays is just seen as so like, is taboo the right word?
It could be depending on what you're.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think it's seen
Like-
as taboo. I think a lot of
or
people
like-
question like,
It's not. It's not
If it's-
taken seriously.
Yeah.
Right.
now. Like, I just think people would much rather have kids and shack up and consider that a marriage than
And
like rather work on a, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think for me,
partnership.
it's not so much the marriage that's the thing, because at the end of the day, I hate to quote this lady because, but as Kim Zolciak said, the ring doesn't mean a thing. I remember I was reading this clip earlier of
Wait.
Kim Zolciak.
yeah,
Wow.
the racist
Sir.
yeah, her.
Sir.
You quoting the only
Don't
white
be tardy for the
house.
party.
I was about to say, really? Really?
That behind the song.
I'm sorry, she ate right there. She ate right there, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, what
And
the?
now the IRS
Look,
is
just
eating
a
her
piece.
wages up.
Just a piece. No, I don't listen to it.
Croy,
I just listened to it on the show, but just
Croy,
the
you
piece
should have
she
listened to
ate.
your family.
She ate.
Oh, Lord.
She been gambling that money away. But at any rate, that's what I was saying. I was watching this. We keep bringing up reality TV, but Bambi talk about Scrappy, and he called her baby mama in their conversation. She said, "You will address me as your wife. I'm not your baby mama." And I kind of knew she was gonna do that anyways, because she's always made it a thing to like one up herself from Erica. But it's like, you got the same nigga. Like, you're married to a pimp's son. And, no, she hate the Mama D. I met her in person at the gas station. She was very drunk. Mama D, we almost had some words. But, you got the same nigga. Like, so what does it mean for you to say, I'm his wife, not his baby mama, if the quality of your man is 0 to none? Even Mama D had to finally take her nipple out of his mouth and say, he don't pay his rent. He wanted to go in business with her or something like that. And she had to say, he don't pay his rent.
Is
Yeah.
So it's almost
I
like,
heard that.
I don't think it's the fact of, baby mama or this and that. And I will say society does look down on baby children's mothers. They do look down on women who are mothers of children with no man to be beside them. But at the end of the day, I think it's more so about how you set yourself up and what it looks like for you. And just, if you're not going to be married, have something in place, to where if something happens, because like I said, when Mad Day comes, there is no love.
And that's why it's important too to know who you're partnering with.
Oh yeah, and maybe not do stuff so young, because I think De'Ara and Ken are like 24 or 23.
And they have been
I've
together for
never
so
had
long.
any thoughts
The
of.
thing is, it's like with, and we talked about this, on other episodes. It's like today's generation, y'all do things so fast. So there's no time to get to know anybody. It's like, well, we get along. We've been together for a month, or either I'm in a situation where I got to move out, or whatever. Or you come stay with me. And a lot of times, that's how those relationships are started. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's not always, well, I love you, and it started out of a situation. Because situationship, it begins. And so you're trying to make this situationship last, but you ain't even been with this person long enough, and then you start to see those negative qualities about them, and then it's like, well, I don't want to put up with that. So it's like quick to get in, and then quick to get out. So that's why it's just everybody's just doing this and doing that. Whereas like, when we came up, we dated for at least years sometimes, or at least a year.
Nobody dated.
I was about to say we didn't, but
So we knew each
I
other
was
for
like,
5 years.
yeah, I
you know
was
what I'm
in
saying?
there
Yeah,
so
we
like,
did.
what?
But so, and it also
Yeah.
with every relationship, it depends on how people got together.
Yeah.
It really is.
and
You know.
and love is not nearly enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Is not nearly
Not enough of them kids. It's not enough of rain.
It's not nearly enough. So
Yeah.
you have to
have to
like,
like
respect.
Yeah.
Your dad makes me want to be a better person. I want him to be proud of me. And so you have to have someone who motivates you to be a better version
Yeah, you
of
gotta
yourself.
honor them, kind of.
Yeah.
Not even that,
In
but
a
I
way.
honor
Right.
myself because I want him to be proud that I'm his person. So there's so much that goes into it, and I think that
Our generation don't get that.
they don't.
No.
They don't. And there's not a lot
And
of
by the
grace
time they
given
realize
and-
that, it's too late.
Oh yeah.
And there's so
So-
much. What about Grace? Sorry.
There's not a lot of grace given. So, like you say, you jump into these situations. You're with somebody. A person makes a mistake, and when I say make a mistake, I mean like we've seen some people. What was it? The woman had a wreck. The guy was at work. She hit something and she said it bent her mirror and he wouldn't leave work. Ma'am, you're not hurt. The vehicle is drivable. You hit the mirror. Take it home so he can see it when he gets home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those types of, and she said, I think I want a divorce because you hit something.
Yeah.
So those types of things where we have to understand that humans are not perfect beings.
Yep.
And we have to extend grace to people because none of us are perfect. A lot of that doesn't happen though.
But and I think a lot of times people look at it as, how is it going to benefit me and not we?
Yeah.
I also think a lot of people are just contorting themselves into what they're not. Like, I honestly do not think a lot of people are naturally monogamous. I do think some people try to bend themselves into that because that's what society says is right. Or, they maybe cannot afford to be polygamous or don't think they can find somebody for that or whatever their way of partnership looks like. So I do think people should kind of just take themselves out, stop throwing yourself into relationship after relationship, and just kind of question yourself on what works for me, what am I looking for, and how does this benefit me and serve me as well as whomever else I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is not going to work for everybody. So
Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time. We won't be here, but we'll be here soon, okay?
Oh my God.
Love ya.
All right.
Thanks for joining us on another wonderful episode of the Beyond I Do podcast.
Yeah.
With these silly ass kids.
yeah.
And until next time, we will holler at y'all.
We will holla at y'all.